What's going on, everybody? This is Raquel. I'm the head of Mevia Consulting, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 skills every entrepreneur needs to have in 2025. If you don't know me, this is the first time seeing me, check out my website, meviaconsulting.com. You're going to see a lot more about me, what I do. I mainly work with small businesses and medium sized businesses, and I help people achieve their goals professionally and sometimes personally too. I think in a lot of ways it's a lot more personal than everybody wants to think. So check out my website. You know a lot more about me there. The link is going to be in the show notes as well. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, let's talk about this skills that you need to have, right? I've been in the service and consulting industry for 15 years. I've helped tons of people build their business, better their lives in general in so many different aspects that I'm going to tell you what's missing, right? It's 2025, people. It's time for us to wake up and do what needs to be done. I see a lot of people fail in their own businesses when they try to be entrepreneurs. They come into this realm not really understanding what it takes to make it work. So we're going to talk about these reasons today. The number one reason, believe it or not, is organizational skills. I think a lot of people want to start their own businesses because they came from a career somewhere else. They've been somebody else's employee for their entire lives, and they never really paid attention to whoever's on top and what is that person's actually doing. Organizational skills are the downfall for a lot of people. Believe it or not, I've been consulting for a long time, and I can tell you I've seen people crash entirely because they don't know how to handle their daily duties. They don't understand how to keep their stuff on track. They don't know how to work with different tools, simple tools like Google Workspace or stuff like that, let alone other softwares or applications. I think the perception of owning a business is a lot in the mindset. A lot of people think I just want to be the boss. I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be tied to an 8 to 5 job. I want to do what I want. It's a lot of ego in there, but you don't understand that in order to get to the top, you got to do the work. And it's a lot more work than a lot of people think. So even though you might be in a position to hire a bunch of people to help you, you still have to understand what each and every one of those people do for you. If you cannot grasp or understand the assignments of your people, how can you manage them? Right? Management comes a long way when you understand what your people are doing. And you never want to be fully dependent on your crew because, people might leave you. And what are you going to do when they leave? So, organizational skills is deep. We're talking about your calendar, your appointments for the week, your projects, keeping track of all that, your reports, anything that involves the minuscule details of your business. You have to understand how to do that. And that directly impacts the amount of time you're going to dedicate to your work. So we're not talking 8 to 5 here. So if all of you guys are thinking about starting your own businesses in 2025 and you're thinking you're just going to work 3 or 4 hours a day, you're mistaken. Most of the successful people out there, they literally work every day. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to have quality of life, but what it means is that you're going to have to put a lot into it until you get to the point where you get to enjoy. You're going to put time, money, and effort, and you're probably going to work a lot more than your people if you're in a position to hire people. Now, a lot of you are not in a position to hire people. If you're not, you're going to have to gain knowledge and really master organizational skills. And I mean, really, because again, I can't stress this enough. This is one of the reasons why many small businesses fail. And I'm talking the first year, okay? Because they simply have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Now, we're going to go come back to this later, but I want to go to the second point, which is point number 2. It's time management, which really ties into organizational skills. If you know how to organize your schedule and you know how to organize your activities, you are going to be good at time management. That means cut off distractions, don't spend too much time on phone calls that you don't have to be, uh, pay attention to how much time you dedicate to each task. Remember, as a company owner or as a business owner, you're not just responsible for one thing, you're responsible for everything. Even if you're going to be overseeing other people's work, you have to understand each element that makes your business grow. So time is pressure. Is pressure precious? Time is pressure, time is precious, and time is money. If you waste your time, you're wasting money. You're gonna have to call people, call clients, keep track of your new prospects. You're gonna have to set up meetings. You're gonna have to sit down and do reports. There's so many things you need to do that time becomes a diamond. If you don't know how to manage that, believe me, that's going to be your downfall too. So it takes a lot of discipline to put these two together: organizational skills and time management. But if you can master that, you come a long way, right? You come a long way. You're really ahead of everybody else. Now, number three, creativity. Oh, what does that mean? Everybody's creative to a certain level, right? Not necessarily. We have to remember that even though entrepreneurship is on the high right now, a lot of people are coming in a very tough era. We're talking about the era of the machines. People have to remember that if you're not creative enough, we now have a big, probably the biggest competition of all time, which is the machine. Now, if you're not creative, if you're just one of those people that want to go online and see what everybody else is doing so you can do the same, you're going to be crushed by AI, right? We have artificial intelligence right now that's able to replicate just about everything that's already out there. Remember this: artificial intelligence can replicate just about everything that's already out there. What it cannot do is come up with new things. This is us, human beings, right? So if you're not creative, if you cannot get your personality out, you are going to be swallowed and chewed up and spit out by AI. I think this is a challenge for a lot of people because a lot of people don't want to really dive deep into their own personality, and they don't want to have their own ideas. We're so used to just going on Google and searching for things that we kind of, how can I put this? We kind of stopped the creative process. Everything is so easily achievable and attainable online that we kind of stopped creating. And this is the biggest competition in the market right now because you have to understand something. When you're a small business and in the service industry, especially, there's a million people out there offering just about the same thing as you're offering. So, what's going to make the client pick you out of 8 billion people out there? You got to bring something different. You got to bring a little taste of your personality, of your ways, the way you do things. Got to be something unique. It's got to be something that hasn't been replicated yet. So pay attention to this. And if you need personal growth and coaching for that, that's another thing that we can talk about. This is something that I've done with a lot of clients in the past, is to bring out the best in them so they can put that in their business. A lot of people think that one thing has nothing to do with the other, but it does. There's a lot of you that's going to make your business shine. If you put yourself in there, then you're going to see the difference. So it takes a lot of personal growth and personal discovery, if I can put it that way, in order for you to make your business shine the same way you should make yourself shine, because this is really important. Otherwise, my friends, you're going to fall back into the line with 8 billion people trying to offer the same thing as you are. So pay attention to that. And that brings me to personality, right? Creativity and personality are really tied together. People that are very creatives tend to be very bubbly and different personalities, right? I'm not talking about just being an extrovert, right? A lot of introvert people are very creative. They just don't put it out there. But your personality is going to have to come out because in the service industry, I don't care what you do, you're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to talk to your clients, your prospect clients. You're going to have to go to events. Even if these events are online, I don't care what they are. Human interaction is the element that's going to make you close a business. It's just that simple. Okay. So if you cannot talk to people, if you have a certain level of insecurity, if you're not sure about yourself, if you're constantly questioning yourself, you're not comfortable being in front of people, being in front of the camera, like this, doing a video, you're going to be, again, back in the line. People value human interaction now more than ever because we've been so conditioned to being online. Everybody's so isolated, especially you when you start your business. You're going to be working from home just like I am, and people crave attention. They want to interact, they want to talk. They might not say that, but they need it. That's why people are online all the time. They're searching for that element of social interaction, even if it's on a superficial level at first. But when it comes to business, you have to click. Your client has to like you. They're buying you, not necessarily your product. Your product comes with you. Your product, your service, whatever you're out there selling, it's going to come. That deal is only going to be closed if you're in the mix. If you're not, then you're out. And this is another mistake that I see a lot of people coming in with is they hire some people. Sometimes they hire a social marketing agency or something like that, and they want to start a social media page or something, and there's no personal element in there. It's so far away from human connection that they just cannot, people just don't see themselves in there. Remember, people have to identify with your business, your ways, your personality. The service industry is brutal when it comes to competition. It really is. And what's going to make you stand out is that unique thing that only you have. So you got to work on yourself. Again, this is a coaching process that a lot of people need to go through, discovering themselves, understanding why they're not comfortable in situations like that, what's holding them back. This is something that is going to directly affect your business. Again, I've been in the service industry for over 15 years, and I have seen people with absolutely amazing technical skills fail because of this point alone. They are so insecure, they cannot put themselves out there, and they absolutely destroy every possibility of human interaction. And the clients just simply go away. It's very easy to understand that point if you reverse engineer that process. Put yourself in the shoes of a client. You're going to buy a new product or you're interested in a new service. You reach out. Now all of a sudden you have a person that's cold, distant, and doesn't really engage with you on the phone. Are you really going to go for a second meeting? Are you really going to try again? No, right? And this is one personality trait that impacts small business owners. Another one is a lot of people want to just sit back. And this is a topic for another video, but this is another thing that ties to personality is that a lot of people don't think they should reach out. They don't think they should be open and put their best selves out there. They're just waiting for the clients to come in. And believe me, that's going to put you again in the back of the line. But this is a topic for another video. But the last thing I want to talk about on this one is willingness to contribute to the market. I think this is one of the biggest mistakes beginners make, because especially when they put out content, right? A lot of people, their content is so focused on sales, like direct, impactful sales, they forget that they're not really contributing to the market at all. Like I said, I've been on business for a long time. And one of the things that I always put out is important information on the website, educational information, information that everybody can benefit from. This is just one example. Okay. We can do this on video and plenty of other formats. But people think, oh, you're giving away too much. Why are you giving away that much? Well, you don't start any relationship just as a taker. you're you're going into this market right now. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows anything about your background. Do you really think people are just gonna sign up and start paying you for what? What have you brought to the table? So you have to start building valuable content, educational content. You're gonna have to put a lot out there before you can actually take anything, and it might take a very long time. And this is an ongoing process. If you guys are here, you see on YouTube, there's plenty of YouTube creators. A lot of people that are constantly putting information out there. The return of investment is not as quick as you think. A lot of these people, believe me, I would say most of them put more out there than they could ever take back. But this is how it goes. This is how it goes. The more you're consistent, the more you're contributing to the market, the more market value is going to be attached to you. Then your name is going to start popping up. Then you being disciplined and consistent with your contributions are going to start to pay out eventually. because you're going to be there. People are going to search for information, and they're constantly going to find you in there, whether it's in a video, in a blog post, or in a forum, wherever that is. But in a public setting, you have to leave your mark, and it has to be good content, not just simply, oh, come here, buy from me, I offer coaching, I offer this and that. No, bring something of value, really. And that's the effort that I told you guys before. On number two, when I spoke about time management, you gotta have to make time to provide, to build that content and put it out there in a good calendar, like spec- you know preferably every day if you can, because in one format or another, you have to put it out there. Otherwise, my friends, you're falling to the back of the line. I'm not going to go too far on this one. This is my first video here. Again, if you guys want to know more about what I do and who I am, visit my website, meviaconsulting.com. I'm going to come back with more videos. I'm going to try to break this down and make videos that are not way too long. But I want to invite you guys to check out the website to see what I can do for you and a lot more information. I contribute to the market all the time. So I hope this was value. Please let me know in the comments what you think. How long have you been in business? What have you done? How this experience impacted you? What did you learn from the past few years? And what are your plans for 2025? This is a new year. This is the time to make it right. So leave your comments down there. I'll make sure to get back to you with all of them. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.